Okay, we are live.
Welcome to another episode of Off the Deep End. I'm your host, Emmy, and I'm having another interview with Ivan Teller, who is an ET channeler extraordinaire. You can check him out on ivanteller.com and his YouTube channel, Ivan Teller, where he's answering questions about anything to do with your spirit guides, your aliens, any questions about your day-to-day life, to include where you lost your jewelry. Just visit Ivan and he'll have the answers for you.
Okay.
Without further ado, welcome to the show, Ivan.
Oh, greetings.
Greetings.
Yeah, doing well, doing good. Yeah, this is like the prediction show.
Awesome.
Yeah, if you have other theme shows, I think you have some already on. Yeah, you have some others in the works that we've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
Just remind me about those. But I feel like predictions would be a good idea. People like those, hopefully, maybe not. Well, I wanted to do one without the channeling connection, or I technically am channeling, but like Apple, I'll give you my 2 bits if you want to throw in some. As you can tell, this is like Apple is kind of like a rose garden. It's a closed-in garden. There's a better word for that, but it's just those that are on the board. Like it's not looking good, as you can tell. And the products, they're not caring about they're doing the headphone jack, but they don't have a really good alternative to it. They probably could have created one if they want to remove it. They probably do something else. Creatively, they didn't do that, and then they did the thing with the MacBooks. It has some touch bar that most people don't care about. So, it's they're getting more distant. I expect that to continue. I don't think the next year's. I know this is like a tech report. I don't think the next iPhone is going to be all that exciting either. It might have some stuff, but it'll probably make more people mad. But who knows? But it's just going to be like a lame duck company basically. And I think Microsoft's going to come back and they've already been showing signs of it. They might come back with a phone, not to say it'll be a huge blockbuster, but I think it will shake things up. So if you want to add anything to that, anything.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I don't think I've been tracking Microsoft phones for a while, so I wonder what the last one looked like. The last time I saw
It's
like
9
anything,
o'clock.
by the way, it's 9 o'clock. Anything that was Microsoft related was like a big slider phone or something sometime in 2003. It was like the first PC looking type phone, and it was like a lot of money.
Yeah, I have a Windows phone that I couldn't do anything with it.
Uh-huh.
I didn't have any apps. I tried to work with it, and I got and the maps thing that kind of sold me back to Android, because the maps were not very good on it.
Mm-hmm.
Android maps are great, so it's always good to have the government follow you everywhere. You want to have good maps for that, so they know where you are. So I'm back to Android because of that.
So I hear the Apple, the board is not doing a whole lot in the way of helping the company with innovation.
Yeah, it's it's like they're one-trick pony. It's just they're just trying to get money out of people, and they're just not going to. They need another Steve Jobs in there, but it's going to happen. Not with that board. They can hire somebody else. But with the mentality of that board, it doesn't look like they're going to allow that to happen.
I wonder if they're intentionally trying to just bury Apple.
Yeah, like you said about the shadow elites.
Yeah.
The high possibility of that. Yeah. They take one company have their time and take it down, let another one have their time. I don't see why not.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, the scary thing is to see Google go away, man. Google is pretty. Well, you see what happens to Sears. Sears is barely staying alive right now, so that used to be the go-to place.
They're still Sears. Kind of like Kmart. It's just like I don't know. Yeah. Do they sell things there? I see them, but I don't know if there's anything in them.
Yeah, there's stuff in there, but yeah, those two. I mean, Kmart used to be the bomb, and Sears was, and Kmart came and wiped out Sears. Did some damage to the Walmart, changed everything. But it's like, geez. So anyway, but I did see Apple. I don't think it's going to get much better. I'm not the only one seeing that, probably, the way things are going. So they're like Microsoft is going to get stronger, and I don't know, maybe because Microsoft, they do allow the NSA and all that into their machines. So
Yeah.
so that's probably why they
Yeah,
have.
most of the computers utilized by the governments are Windows-based computers.
Yeah, so
I mean, every now and then you'll have something Apple, but it's usually just the monitor
yeah. So
because Apple's not competitive. It's not compatible with any government stuff. Like you have to have a workaround or something just so you
yeah,
can use your laptop and not buy anything new.
yeah,
Just to support
so I don't know.
freaking filling out a form or something for your job.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the artists are the only. They use the Apple stuff.
Mhm.
Designers, newspapers use Apple for the most part
Yeah,
for designing. Even newspapers.
yeah, for editing. Like I don't know, is Final Cut Pro Apple?
Yeah,
No.
yeah,
Oh, it is Final Cut Pro, Adobe Audition, all these different kinds of
yeah,
like music editing tools and stuff. I mean, that's Adobe, but I don't know. It just works on Apple so well.
yeah. It does. It really does. Well, at least it did. How times are going now. But yeah, that's true. And let's see. There was the other thing about I want to tell people about. What about the webinar situation? That, like I said earlier in an earlier video, that possibly it'll be not closed down anytime soon. But when it does, when it does come back, hopefully have a better member interface. It'll probably be cheap to join. I haven't figured out, but there probably will be a hiatus in the future. I've been doing this for a long time.
So, what is the hiatus for?
I don't know. I'm not sure what's going to happen yet. So, you know,
Some projects.
yeah, I'll announce it when it comes about. So
Uh-oh.
I'm not going away. No, the videos will be still on, but the webinar will take a break. It needs a break anyway because I'm burning out.
Yeah, you do a lot.
So, but I do want to have a better interface for people when they sign in. They get an email when they sign up, and you have all your information. It's very clear and understanding. And right now, what I'm using is none of those things. So that's the future. I'm hoping. Oh yeah, that was the other thing I was going to talk about. I know the Ivan Teller channel, YouTube channel, is like the Disney Channel right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, do tell. I mean, I've seen a lot of your visits to Disneyland.
Yeah, some people get tired of, but it's
No, I think it's really interesting. I'm just like wondering why does your ETs just want you to be at Disney all the time?
well, or certain people want me there. They're like, like this adventure video, I guess you could say. So,
Yeah, the first thing they say is Disney.
well, it's consumer world, so
Yeah.
always consumer world. So,
Mm-hmm.
get another perspective of it. So when I was at the Magic Kingdom, and I'll be posting all that eventually. When I was at the Magic Kingdom, I kind of went into the Awakenings Festival. I was thinking that would be at these theme parks eventually. I think they will be.
Mm-hmm.
Not in my own time, but you never know. But in the future, I do see more light workers there and become less consumer and more, like a place to meet. I think it'll still be a place of meeting, but no money exchange.
Yeah.
Eventually, and it'll be more of a place of healing and communicating, and we'll all look at ourselves like, man, did we used to do that?
Yeah.
Days are going to come eventually. We already look back in history. Man, we were that stupid.
Yeah.
We already do that already, don't we? Like,
I wonder how far forward that would be.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Who knows? I don't know if it's on our lifetime or we might see parts of it happen. But I think I did a video earlier sometime in the past. But I do see the economy crashing, but only when like really going away. That's only when most of the world is connected to spirit and all that, more connected to everything.
Okay, so it'll be kind of like the economy will go down, but like people will be spiritually able to handle it, or just really not care because love is all there is.
Most of them will be fine. There'll be some still that will be panicking, but there'll be a majority, from what I feel, majority will be not seeing it. But this is not in our lifetime. This is going to be down the road, like 200 years, maybe 300, 200 years.
Oh, darn.
I know.
I feel so bad for the people who think it's going to happen tomorrow.
I know, there's a lot of those out there, unfortunately. And this is not the Doomsday Channel, it's the Disney Channel, if anybody's wondering.
Exactly, only happy stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Get it right.
Yeah, get it right. You want
Doomsday, go visit David Exactly. Or what's that other guy's name? Alex Jones.
Yeah, Alex Jones. I don't know. I check into his stuff every once in a while. I was like, man, what are you talking about? Jeez.
Yeah, I check into his stuff, and I just feel like I would have an emerging anxiety attack or something.
I mean, he's a good guy, but it's like, man, what are you?
Take your blood pressure medicine.
Yeah, it's like
face gets all red and stuff. Yeah. What's his favorite thing to say? I'm a patriot.
I know it could be on vacation, but I'm here because I have to be or something. It's this. Well, I guess I worked all Thanksgiving too. I was channeling, so that was not really work, but
Yeah. But you're a patriot too.
Yeah, exactly. So, the idea is to be a predictions channeling. I'm not sure. Like at the webinars, I'm having issues connecting. Like it takes a while.
Oh yeah, I noticed that the last time. Like, what happened?
2 times.
Like just like a thing, like negative entities just blocking you.
I'm not sure what I'm getting is like
adrenal fatigue.
Yeah, that's it. No. It's a Black Friday syndrome.
Yeah, exactly. Like try to draw you out of the channeling state. You need to prepare for Black Friday.
Yeah.
Get your trailer. Pack up your kittens.
Yeah, bring your cats. If you're not materialistic, at least buy your cats something. Buy them clothes. Exactly. Cat clothes, yeah. Dress them up like,
humans.
Yeah.
I did a dress for my dog.
I didn't want to. Yeah, I want to get one of those. That's
so cute.
I was gonna get a cat tie for my cat for Zoe.
Get your cats a leash.
Yeah, I don't know
how that goes over.
I can't
do that. My cats don't walk on leashes.
Yeah, that's torture from.
Nobody cares if they lose their cat, but they care if they lose their dog.
Well, cats.
Cats
I'm not sure how that's gonna go. Well, my Zoe might do the whole leash thing, but probably not. Gets too scared.
She'll be like, "What am I supposed to do now?"
I know. It's like, where's my couch? Where's my food?
Where are we going? What's outside?
Yeah. Well, Zoe goes out all the time.
That's done.
Yeah, Zoe's been outside. He knows outside. He's been all over the place in everybody's yard and don't know what.
Yeah, maybe I don't care.
Maybe some old lady's best friend for us. I don't know. I don't think he's that. Maybe at one time he was, but.
Oh, that's so cute.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So he's owning other people's property. He's like,
yeah.
This ain't yours. This is the Lord's.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd like to see a talking cat one day.
Well,
have you checked out a talking cat yet? Oh yeah, Lyran's.
There's that. There's well, I didn't connect with nature, at least in a way like sometimes you feel like nature doesn't speak to you, but they are, but they're mostly from like animals. They're healing us. They're just there to, from what I got today. They're what they said. They're just here to heal, just to help us through this prison we created for ourselves.
I think that makes a lot of sense because when I'm outside, I just like enjoy the glory of nature for about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I want to go back inside.
Yeah.
It's hot in here. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, really. Well, it's cold everywhere else, so enjoy.
Yeah, you know, I see like little lizards crawling all over the place, and I'm like, oh, a reptilian, you know, maybe these are friendly.
Those,
And
I guess, I think those are, but the bigger ones aren't so much.
yeah,
Well, the other ones are, but they just have a really screwed up sense of humor.
yeah. Which ones would you say would be the ones that look like a dragon or something? There's bearded dragons. Those are cute.
No,
Iguanas.
those
Those
okay.
are cute. Um,
Well, the reptilians I see are the ones related to the crocodile, but they don't look like crocodiles, so. But they're part of that.
like I heard that Anunnaki look reptilian.
Some of them do. I think they, well, for me, they look more snake-like, like more lizard-like. I think those are snake-like too. They can be like all kinds of stuff. I should know, apparently.
Yeah, because I tried to Google Anunnaki, or I did Google Anunnaki, and I saw anything from like Sumerian type
Yeah.
humans, and then to like winged lizard looking people. So that was confusing.
They're great shapeshifters, as you can tell.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because Hillary Clinton's an Anunnaki, so I guess they are great shapeshifters.
Yeah, I don't think Hillary Clinton's doing all that great right now.
Oh, what's new in her cap? I haven't been watching TV. I saw a meme of her in an orange jumpsuit, though.
Well, right when you mentioned it, I feel her energy, or feel
her higher self.
Well, she's not too happy about losing. Let's put it that way.
I don't know why she thinks she's gonna win.
Well, ego. I think somebody told her she was gonna win. Wink, wink on the shadow side. So, like I said, I don't think they're always up front with these people. Sometimes they might be, but this one they weren't. Because I think they were like, yeah, you're gonna win. Everything's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
I told you. Should have read between the lines.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, J. Edgar Hoover said that she didn't really win the popular vote.
I think a lot of that's just to make. They're trying to like, and not to go political, but whatever. Like I think, yeah, they're going to beat up on Bush, on Trump. They're going to beat him as much as they can. They're going to bruise him up as the media is going to do it, but not just the media, just policies, just
everybody.
Somebody in government. I don't know. I just feel like he's going to get a bruising. Just there'll be somebody there that's not going to make it easy. I know he has a house. He has everything's red right now, like through Congress, Senate, but there's still something there that's not going to make it easy for him.
What do you think about his vice president? Mike Pence or something?
He's not what he seems on the surface. I think he's a good guy, but he's like your typical politician.
Yeah.
Am I really getting that? He's like Hillary Clinton, but male. A male version of Hillary in some regard. That's not good. But anyway.
Oh, that's interesting. Because I didn't get a feeling. I mean, like I knew he was Republican. He just like seems really buttoned up, very like, I won't say stern, but just not a Trump. That's for sure. It's like they matched each. It's like he didn't even choose them. It looks like they just matched him to him or something. All right, if you're going to be president, we're choosing your running mate or some shit.
Possibly. I wouldn't put it past that. I do feel now I'm just going by what's coming through right now.
Okay.
Alien disclosure of Area 51 to be something that'll be put out there, but it might not hit mainstream, but those that are UFO watchers will know about it. Something about Area 51 the next year. And it'll be positive, but it will be reconfirming of their suspicions. Remark only because it feels like a whistleblower would be involved with it. Kind of like Snowden, but not exactly.
I
Something.
wonder who it will be.
Something. I'm not even know who's telling me this, but it's coming from a positive energy. So.
Oh, good. Tell him I said hi.
Coming from my guides.
Which one of them?
Gabrielle, but it's from a higher source also.
Oh, cool.
Pleiadian. They just say there's a lot of work going on to allow disclosure, but realize it won't be huge, but it might get the ball rolling depending on how it goes. As for alien disclosure, like one thing has to happen and this has to happen, and then your president will mention it, kind of thing. It's
yeah.
Kind of like I can't ignore this anymore.
Oh, yes, exactly.
That's what I'm getting, but in UFO, people want to say, "Oh, it's going to happen this year. It's going to happen." I don't know. It's just, I don't know.
It'll be like, surprise! There's aliens. Hey, if you haven't figured it out, I can't speak. If you haven't figured it out yet, you're not the only ones around.
Yeah. Well, when I did that disclosure video about Donald Trump disclosing aliens, I don't know if you saw that or not. And a being did walk through me as I was talking about it.
Oh, wow.
Walking right through me, like right here.
Oh my gosh.
In the video. Yeah, I can't see him, of course.
What kind of being was it?
Felt Pleiadian, but there's a lot of reptilians around.
Oh gosh. Good ones though, right?
Yeah, it was good. It wasn't bad.
It's
just, well, like with what they're like pointing to me is like reason I was activated for a reason, and just see how things go, for channeling. So there's all purpose to everything. Let's see here. As I said, people say this every year, it's going to be disclosed this year, that year, blah, blah. Well, it feels like something's going to happen this year, but it might be small, might be big, but now Trump's in there, the game has changed quite a bit. So it's a big possibility. I say it's just a big. It's like he's got nothing to lose. I don't think it's going to hurt him if he does say something, because it's still going to be vague. It's not going to be like, the Pleiadians are, and it's not going to be that. It's going to be aliens. There might be a committee, something like that.
It'll be enough to get people like wondering and researching for themselves, right? And then like maybe developing something from there.
What I'm getting is like a change in our culture also, right? Well, what do we have in our culture anyway? Just video games, buying stuff,
shopping malls,
kind of dull. Kind of go to school and spend all your money on school.
Work all day and drink the stress away.
Yeah, I mean you're putting these the smart classes, you're gifted. What does that mean anyway? I mean, you're just really good at being programmed. Is that what that means?
Yeah.
It's like you're gifted, you're smart. Now you do exactly what we tell you. You probably be a psycho too, possibly.
Do a really good job at like remembering and regurgitating useless knowledge.
Exactly. I have a friend who was in the gifted program, and he was real friendly with everybody, but he was a psycho when I knew him, like away from the crowds. He was just nuts.
What was he like? Was he just tired of being like, perfect or something?
Well, everybody saw him as perfect, but yeah, well, sort of. Some people saw his darker side. He was obsessed over a girl. I did a video about this that I forgot what he did. It's been a while, but he was obsessed over her and couldn't let her leave her be for anything.
Oh, that guy.
No, I'm not gonna go into names.
Did he come back as a like the no-name Syrian or something?
No, that's not him. That's somebody else.
Oh, okay.
No, this one I didn't put a name on it. Like I maybe didn't see this one. It's about it was in high school. I knew this guy.
Yeah.
My friend, and this girl he was obsessed over. Tried to ask her out, and she just said, "Yeah, I guess I'll be nice." And so he was real obsessed over. And I kept feeling this like connection with her. It's like I must have had some sort of affair with her or something behind it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. He wasn't very nice to her.
Oh.
And they were married or something. He was like part of a gangster type thing. And anyway, now he's seen as gifted, in our time.
Yeah.
Psycho behind the scenes. So anyway, I'm not sure.
That's tough. It's funny when you look at education from the perspective of programming, and you think about all of these kids that are just struggling through, especially nowadays, because everybody's like drugged. We got more fluoridated water and, more negative EMFs around us. And then the kids are expected to concentrate more. But with all of that, and then sit there and just listen. But if you look at it from the perspective of programming, I mean, you could say that the ones that aren't doing that great are just not that good at being programmed.
Exactly. Well, yeah, they're called poor. Yeah, if you're not going to be programmed, you're going to be poor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, well, you learn more also. Well, you learn both ways, but it's if you don't want to be part of the system, like so many homeless people are, they don't want to be part of the system, which is unfortunate how we treat the homeless or anybody for that matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, school would just turn you into a robot, basically. So, yeah, it's scary.
Hey, I understand that there's some places in the country where they've been detaining homeless people in camps.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, I wonder what they're doing with them. I mean, I've only heard a few stories about them. Like, they're like, I guess, taking them off the streets and helping them. But some people think that they're being used for other purposes.
Probably. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Where was that at? Remember?
I guess the last time I saw a story like that, I'm thinking like Midwestern town or something like that, a Midwestern state.
Yeah.
The places where nobody pays attention to.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah.
Well, maybe in the Midwest, but So yeah, I just wonder what they're doing to them.
Okay. Jeez. Well, I'm gonna have a problem channeling today. I don't know what's going on with the channeling. What's going on in the webinars is what it feels like. I'm like I go into lockdown from what it feels like.
Yeah.
It's like I don't feel anything bad, but it's like they just close me down. They just shut me down. I guess there's been helicopters around also.
Oh. That's interesting.
Yeah. So.
What do you think about? That?
No, it seems to be happening quite often. Yeah, it's a little bit odd, but that way. Just.
Do you think you're gonna get a physical visitation?
Oh, no. I did feel the presence of the CIA, so I'm not sure what they're doing, but yeah, I do feel something there. Yep, they're quiet, but they're doing something. Yeah.
Do you feel protected though?
Yeah, I feel I'm fine, but I'm not worried about that. But they keep an eye on this stuff. They have their remote viewers. They have all this stuff.
Yeah.
Most of everything I do is online for the most part.
Yeah.
So anyway, I guess there's a way of crossing the line. I don't believe I've done that as far as I know. So if I did, things would start happening to I'm knock on wood. You never know.
Yeah, and I mean, there's so much content, like in general, like right now. I mean, I think that a lot of the stuff that you're coming out with is very important knowledge, and there's definitely not typical knowledge, not obviously stuff that you won't find on the television, and then perhaps stuff that perhaps the government is worried is like normal public knowledge, but it's not like you have your own flair, but you're not the only one. There's so many people that are just have a lot of information out there, so pretty sure it's hard for the government to control. Number one. Number two, they say it's not true, so if it's not true, what's the problem?
Exactly. There's a bunch of crazy people entertaining themselves.
Yeah. Just,
Well, I mean, some talk about the channel, my channel, YouTube channel becoming too political. I understand, but also this is understand it's a healing process to the governments also.
yeah.
In the heal humanity, not to say I'm going to heal humanity, but
You're doing your part for sure.
exactly assisting, of just there's a lot of that's going on in the White House that's not. There's like another White House somewhere
Yeah.
that's the real government, wherever it is, spaceship or wherever it is.
In England somewhere.
There's a real government that says it could. That wouldn't be a surprise in England somewhere because I think we're still under British control. They say
Yeah.
I don't think we're free at all here. I mean, we're not free because of money, but I don't think we're still under the British control. We just said we're.
Yeah, I think our revolution was like staged or something.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I think we're very much under their control.
Yeah, like one little revolution, and every other war was usually against other occupiers or like Native Americans.
Yeah, just tell everybody you're free, and we'll run the show. You guys can wear your silly, your hair, your your wig party stuff. Go right ahead and have fun with that.
Yeah, and we've spoken about this before, but we only had like one president that was actually not part of the British bloodline. So, there you go. And it wasn't Barack Obama. So
yeah, but he's still part of the bloodline.
that's what I'm saying. It was not Barack Obama.
Oh, it was not. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because isn't he related to Cheney or somebody?
He keeps saying, he mentions that it's his cousin, which is interesting, and who's a Republican, and so it's like, oh, okay, how does this go? How does I mean, I'm pretty sure it could happen in a lot of different ways, but like you're talking about this kid whose father's Black and his mom's white, and she was like a teacher and traveled the world, and he lived for some time in Indonesia, and from humble beginnings, being the grandson of a Navy person, like how do they interact with the Cheneys? How does that happen? And how is it that that he becomes president of like he's a successor president to when I guess one where Cheney was the vice president. So, it's like coincidence.
Yeah. Coincidence. Yeah, you're aware of Dreams of My Real Father? That's about Barack Obama?
Yeah, I thought it was like Dreams of My Father or something. Or is it Real Father?
No, it's a Real Father because Dreams of My Father is the book that Obama wrote.
Yeah.
Dreams of My Real Father is a documentary of Obama's real dad.
Oh.
Communist. I forgot. You can have to look it up. It's of a communist poet. And you look at Obama and you look at this guy, they look a lot alike.
They look a lot alike. Yeah. And then that guy was in the military around the same time Barack was born, supposedly. And then his grandfather was in the Navy, supposedly, so I mean that makes sense. It's like a military association somehow, I mean, some people, did I tell you, some people claim that the one and only picture you see of Barack Obama and his grandparents is doctored.
Didn't they say his birth certificate was doctored also? That was all done in Photoshop or something like that.
Yeah, that Donald Trump started that.
Yeah.
For president. And then you have then there was this guy who was actually in the army. He was a reservist officer of all things. The soldiers have a code, and part of that is that you don't speak against the current president, which he was just elected. And there was this major officer. He was calling the president an usurper. An usurper, like he was somebody who was usurping the role as the president, like he wasn't the real person, like somebody who's qualified. And he was going through, like, he got lawyers and all kinds of stuff to try to discredit him. Like, I'm like, well, he got voted in fair and square. I don't know. What is he usurping? So weird.
Well, I thought the presence of Ronald Reagan a second ago.
Oh, Ronald Reagan was great.
So I'm not sure if he's going to come through, but let's see if we can come through.
Okay.
The way the channel is open, I'm not under containment, or is it no, under quarantine. Has this been fueling recently?
Uh-oh.
They went to Holy Land today.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That was a high vibrational place, right?
Yeah, it was pretty good. I channeled Yeshua for a little bit, just for 5 minutes. Because it's like, I don't know if I want to walk around channeling this place. It's a little bit.
It's a little smaller.
It's a little bit smaller, and it just, I don't want to make people feel bizarre. But anyway, at Disney, it's a little bit different. It's bigger, and who cares what they hear? So anyway. All right, so much love, and we'll see who comes through as predictions. So we'll see. We might not get any of that, but anyway, let's see who comes through. Ronald Reagan might come through. His presence is heavy. Okay. All right, we'll see how. Yeah, his presence is really strong. Jeez. Okay. All right, we'll just see how it goes. All right.
Blessings. Once again, you're listening to Off the Deep End, and Ivan is currently connecting to a former political figure. Stay tuned.
Greetings. This is.
Greetings.
Yes, Ronald Reagan, and greetings to you. And this time of glory, it's easy for me to say that because we're in my position. But I see that your humanity is in a time of great awakening. A great awakening of letting go of these political parties and figuring it out on your own. Even during my time, I was part of, I'm going to call it hoax, but one way of putting it. But for that time, it was the right thing. What we see, you can call this one of your predictions you're looking for. A way out. Your Donald Trump is a way out of your political parties altogether. And see things more clearly. Understand many don't like him for good reason. He's not a perfect person. He's a very flawed human being. When I met him, I knew he wasn't. He was a good person within, but still had many flaws. But many flaws that are all over the place, all over this in the sexualized point of view. Nothing wrong with that. It's actually very Pleiadian of him. You'd be surprised that other lifetimes are a lot more flamboyant. But that's not what we're here for. We do see many leaving your political parties. Not to say joining the Green Party, but joining a party of knowledge of acceptance of who you are without having a label, more of a one world government, but in a more positive fashion. But that is some time in your future, though. That is a great time in your future, but we do see you arriving there eventually. Much healing must be done internally, but the fighting must be over, though. There's so much fighting going on in your Washington, is becoming, it is ruining Washington at this time. If there's anything you have to say, anything you'd like to ask.
Yes, what do you think of the fallout from the elections? There's a lot of people who are angry.
It's a typical fallout. It is typical because many on your Democrat side, even your Green Party side, were very angry. Did not want this man to win, but made also much encouragement for him to win. It was more reason because anger and hate does not bring a country together. But there is more going on beyond him, as you are aware, than this Trump's power. There's a hierarchy that is at work that is allowing humanity to finally know more about itself. And that is what's going on here. What better person to deliver it than one that is not really affiliated with these parties? I mean, he's not here liked by the Republicans. But not to make this political, but it needs to have a political dance party, one way of calling it, is to bring humanity back into what it used to be, Atlantean way of thinking, is where you're heading towards, or both parties will be demolished altogether in your future time. I said in your future time. It's possibly your next 4 years might see a dismantling of both parties slowly. It is already happening, but we do see major shifts in your Democrat and Republican parties falling apart altogether. But humanity finding a new string, a new place to walk as for knowing more about themselves, because a great education is coming. Some from your stars, but mostly from your angels eventually. They have their ways of working. They are not stupid. Humanity is still, I don't want to call them in diapers, that's not, but they are still in infancy of their awareness. A lot of it has to do with fear. Fear is fear of the unknown, which is a powerful one, as you're aware. And many are not spiritually connected, of course, but they will be educated over time by different parties that they're not going to see it coming from. Well, you can say humanity will have it hit over their head, but sometimes humanity needs that. It will come from a place that I cannot explain. That's all I can say about that.
I'd like to ask you questions about your terms as president.
Yeah.
Were there any times where you've felt like you wanted to step out of bounds and you've been basically told not to, or kind of cautioned otherwise by extreme measures?
All the time, my Alzheimer's had a lot to do with that. They said I was getting out of line. So that was, understanding they had technologies to remove that, they actually made it worse instead. They just needed me there because people liked me, but they did not need me to function well, as you can tell. That was not part of their plan. And they were planning that for some time if I got out of hand. And they already knew I wasn't going to go by their plan, so it was the deal was already done in my second term. Even during the first term, the ending of the first term, it was basically I had enough energy to campaign, and then they took my mind from me. They were very good at that. They could have reversed that any time.
Did they do that by like programming and erasing? Like, did they like implant the Alzheimer's into your brain?
They did. They had their methods of removing me from position where I was no longer relevant, only to keep the support of the people intact, but not for me to do anything anymore. Show up like a clown in some ways. They saw me that way, actually. They said it to my face in some ways like that. Basically,
So,
who do you think you are? We
mhm.
have the power, kind of thing.
And that's the case with a lot of the presidents, right? Especially when you try to step out of line.
Yes. Well, Lincoln stepped out of line. Look what happened to him.
Mm-hmm. And JFK.
Yes. But Lincoln was interesting because he was well aware of what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And he was well aware where he was heading also because of the controversy around it. He knew it was a high possibility of that going to happen. He wanted to go in fashion, but he was aware of it just like your JFK. Lincoln I'm very connected with in past lives, so I know him a little bit more than your JFK. But I do talk to your JFK time to time.
And what would you say Lincoln would comment about our times?
It's dismantled, but in a beautiful way, somewhat. It's transformation as for sexuality is positive. Not easy, but positive. Many are coming out. And that is wonderful because that is what America is about. It's about being who you want to be, being who you are. And that's such as with the civil rights, with the Civil War, and also with this, is to free the slaves, and also free the slaves is still going on. That term goes on and on, as humanity is freeing itself, as you can tell. It will continue on what I am seeing in this 4-year election. It'll be a much different world. A more galactic world. I do see that. That's me seeing that.
That's great. So I remember when you were president, I forget which term, you allowed amnesty for people who were living here without documents.
Yes.
And I know that the second George W. was entertaining another amnesty, but at the same time he began the Secure Fence Act, which was left kind of unworked for some time. And now Donald Trump, I know his message was greatly altered. I know he had concerns about criminal illegal immigration coming into the country, and was talking about building a wall. But George Bush was talking about building a wall. What do you think about our our relationships with our bordering countries for the next at least 4 years, like with Canada and Mexico and things like that?
I don't think this wall is going to be successful. It is, yes, fantasized on, but not be successful because of the political. And it's just not humane. Many of your Pleiadian friends are insisting you can't have open borders and have a positive event. Your humanity, most American, not all, a good amount are not seeing the full picture. But much has to be done in your economic system also to allow more to come in, but also some to cross over into your Mexico. Mexico needs to become more of a peaceful place. It is a beautiful place, but peaceful is not. So much has to be done, and it will be in time where Mexico will be peaceful, where your economy will not be affected so much also. But that is sometime in your future. But as for a wall, I do not see that. It's just a fantasy, but I do not see it happening. Not at all.
And what do you think about our current international threats with these terrorist groups, ISIS? Some people, well, I'm aware that they grew out of our involvements in Iraq, like these,
Yes.
they evolved from those groups and just kind of went crazy from there? Like, how do you think that they've gotten so powerful?
Yes, there's many behind them with large pockets. They're enjoying what's happening. They use it as entertainment. Rothschild is part of it. There's others. That there's no way you'll be able to tie the money back to them. They make sure of that. There's other groups involved.
They just trickle down to these other groups that
Yes.
might not have awareness of
These wars,
where the money's coming from.
this Black Friday, whatever it calls skirmishes, many of your elites find that as entertaining. And they do things to make it happen. Even your Walmart is lower prices, so those will kill each other for a $2 or $1 towel, or whatever it might be. These are done and manipulated for purposes of entertainment. Even your folks at Walmart are probably at your hierarchy are enjoying every minute of it. They want to, some do bet on how many will perish during this time.
Oh yes, because don't they take insurance policies on their employees without their knowledge?
Some of them do, yes. In your Walmart, yes. Not all, I don't believe, but those that they feel that they can make money off of, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, done all the time. A rich man's game. As the more richer you become, the more disconnected you become from humane things. Not always the case, but a strong part of it. It is something I am not. I saw it all through my presidency, but you see it also because you live through it right now.
Mm-hmm.
But they're making sure they're not seen. That is the major point. They do not want themselves to be caught on camera.
Mm. But now the advent of the internet hasn't helped that much. Like the Rothschilds amongst, I guess, people who are awakened and their affiliation with the shadowy stuff is like common knowledge now.
Well, the Rothschilds they already know they're going to be, they have to have a face.
Mm-hmm.
So they get paid a lot to be that face of your elite.
Oh.
So they're aware and they don't care. They get paid more, the more trouble they deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Depending. Most of the time, yes. But those that are behind them, not seen, are the ones running.
Those are the ones.
Yes. But these Rothschilds, Rockefeller, they're all aware. They need a name out there somewhere. So they are taken care of. They're not looking for a job, as far as I know. And they are playing the role but they are living long and eating well and sexualizing themselves, however that fantasizes them or turns them or whatever. So they like that status of being known as this elite, but where nobody can do anything about it to you. So they enjoy that fire and the controversy that comes with it. Sometimes it gets out of hand. For the most part, they get excited about it. Those that are not seen get excited. Those that are seen do not like it too much, the fame of it, but they take it well. They're still, like anyone else, still childish in many ways. But that is the whole point. It's to now understand your people that are not part of this elite are growing up faster than your elite are growing up. Your elite are very much still the children. And those that are not in the elite are actually, yes, sometimes impatient, filled with flaws, sexual flaws, but still, you are learning much more than they are. You'd be surprised. Poverty is a great teacher. It is, some do end up in the dark side of poverty as jail, which needs to be abolished from your planet altogether, because it is creating more criminals and it is helping them. So
or there's a lot of profit these days off of the prison system. Mm-hmm. It used to not be, at least not from what my perspective was as a youth. And I don't remember so many private prisons when I was 8 years old.
Here's another money.
During your presidency, I don't think I've heard of any private prisons.
It is a place where income can now be made, which wasn't always another way of, your economy is not doing the best in your America, so they found loopholes of making it work, and it's doing well for many.
And there's also a lot of, they go to these towns that are in the middle of nowhere, and then they set up these prison systems. And I guess the local town populace that wouldn't have a opportunity otherwise, they get employed by this prison system, and a whole town is like basically created to support that venture.
The reptilians are very much involved with this, for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Even during my presidency, you can say they ran the show. Syrians,
Mm-hmm.
Arcturians were not very friendly to me either.
Mm-hmm.
Very positive Arcturians, but some are deceiving.
Mm-hmm.
That I saw. Now, during my time, I did not know what I was seeing, but now, on this perspective, I'm seeing it quite clearly. It is quite disturbing, you can say, of some of the things your aliens are doing to your people. As for manipulating them, taking them back further than letting them, they're not letting your humans ascend, as you are aware. The political systems, as they don't talk about politics, but politics is what's keeping your society from ascending because of the rules that are placed upon you, such as educational rules. As all these rules are placed on your society like a grid to keep you from ascending. You have to get a certification to do this or that, which is nothing wrong as for a profession as being for a doctor, but there's certain limit still even there, and it is still a difficult system to survive in, and that was the idea. You would actually have more doctors if it was less expensive, but less negativity also in your world will have you more doctors than you can live with, than you need, but more healers also, where you don't need to do surgery, where you can, someone needs surgery, but you can do the healing arts, which is still in its infancy on your world. That will eventually be. The government is, yes, some don't want to talk about politics, but government is the grid across your world that's keeping it from going anywhere. So understanding how it's being controlled on top of your world, the way for you, and adding hate to it does not help. Love, understanding, but love for yourself helps. And this grid will eventually let go, but it has to do with your humanity, aware of your spirit guides, your everything around you. Your aliens are stressed out because of how easily humans are easily manipulated all the time. The manipulations is quite terrifying to many of them, seeing it down on their planet. But humans on your world allow it to happen because I feel like this is normal. This is how it's supposed to be. It's not the case.
So conditioned, and then we're also, there's so many laws, like you feel like you're afraid to step out of the line because, if not, something will happen.
Yes, conditioning, being conditioned to think a certain way, to be a certain person. Freedom is free to do whatever you want. Even during my time, I did not see that. I did not understand that. Free to be economically powerful. I saw it with a money situation. But now, on the other side, I see you can do it without money. Something I wish I could see. But during my time, it was still electrifying, a wonderful time to be alive. To assist humanity to more of a positive time in America, even if it wasn't exactly the best. But it still was a great honor to be a part of humanity during that time. But also I felt like, yes, I was picked. And I still feel that honor, I always will, because it just even wasn't perfect as for my being there. It was still an honor to be a part of humanity during that time. But humanity,
a lot of people remember you in a positively.
Yes, and humanity will eventually see more of a spiritual guidance, a female president with a spiritual direction. We do see in time. Country has to go through so much darkness, unfortunately, because this is not working a bit. It needs to go into darkness for it to find the light. And
Yes.
some need to go into complete darkness to see this light. And America is one place to lighten up the world, but it first has to believe in light. But darkness, it needs to go. It has not hit the rock bottom as it needs to. But it hits, as many do going through awakening of spiritual awakening. Many have to go through health issues. We do see America will have to go through not necessarily a health issue, but a darkness. Not to say it'll be a financial darkness, but will be a darkness. As much needed to see finally that you're not alone in this universe, and there's a spiritual guidance within you that has been ignored for some time. The residue of your soul can be add breath to it. Physicality is one part of humanity. Spiritual, or your soul, is the other. It is the 100% of you. And many are living their lives on 25% of their potential. But you can go 100 and connect to all things around you, nature, all things. Where I do see your country, world, connecting to nature, all things, and your government dissolving, the one you know, dissolving to more of a spiritual retreat, a spiritual knowledge, where your aliens are bringing down their ships, their motherships, finally, as many are begging for right now. But their motherships will appear eventually. But humanity, for the most part, needs to be a welcoming energy. It is not welcoming no one at this time. Some are, but a small percent. It needs to be more. It needs to be worldwide. And some of your billionaires need to become poor for this to happen.
I wonder if that's going to happen anytime soon. Like, is there going to be a corporation that's not too big to fail in the near term?
I'm not here for that, but others, technology firms, go. Some will falter while others become powerful, but not disappear altogether. They'll miss the mark, and others will power up. That have been seen as a joke for some time will catch others from surprise. As for giving back to humanity, giving humanity something they can work with, we do see that.
It's very exciting. Looking forward to that. Thank you so much.
Yes. There is another one here to speak to you.
Okay. Thank you, President Reagan. We're so happy to have you here.
It's 10 o'clock.
Yes.
Thank you. Blessings.
Greetings.
Greetings.
This is Ishtar of the Blue Plains. Much love to your society. Blessings. Your
Welcome,
human.
Ishtar. Thank you for being on the show again.
Your human / Pleiadian experience here is quite enjoyable from our perspective. Yes, it's not easy to be a human at this time because of the political situation and also the holidays. Try not to get ran over. We try not to get ran over also. It is quite curious how many do drive very fast to get to an item that they'll eventually throw away. Which is, and some are, judging by the energies of your plant, many are buying presents for people that do not want these things to begin with. Is it feeling a selfish need that they feel like this other person wanted, but for the most part they don't care. What they are missing out is on love from the family member. The family member doesn't know how to give out love, so they give out gifts instead to make up for this lack of love. They don't know how to love because I've had too many reptilian lifetimes. They don't know what to do with a human experience. That's not always the case, but we see it from our perspective. In this time of gift giving, oh yes, one moment. Your predictions. We do see yes, unfortunately, many disruptions as for your Middle East area, places across your world. Unfortunately, you're going to have military energies done for selfish reasons. Unfortunately, also next year, we do feel a fear of a great military energy of Russia, United States, and other parts. Not to say Russia and United States are going to go to war, but we do see many disruptions, unfortunately, due to the political climates on our planet. As a possibility, we are seeing these things erupt right now. And also, we do see our ISIS also gearing up also, because they feel fear that they will be wiped out, and so they're going to make sure that they are not being wiped out. So they're going to put up a fight. So next year is going to be a bumpy ride for many, unfortunately. Not for all, but for a good amount of your world is going to get hit by this, because there are many groups that do not want to, they want to reign on your world. If there's beings that come to remove them, they're going to cause disarray. So those are not wanting to be a part of war. Unfortunately, there's going to be skirmishes that are going to be, I understand this can all change, but at this time you see things behind the scenes building up. Now, us mentioning this hopefully will deter much of it, and others hopefully it will be cleared. But we do see they see a change in regime on your planet, on your government, your United States. So many have fear. So it is going to cause disruptions, but we do hope for a peaceful time, but we do not see peace at this time. But this is going to be in the middle of your next year. Yes. You'll see the build up before that, though. Now, understand this might all just calm down, be no big deal. But this time there is much going on in chatter. And even for us aliens, we cannot always see the future. Well, we can, but we can't always do. We can see possibilities, but it's up to your humanity to make the choices. We are just putting this out there. Not to say it was World War III, but we see a disruption here and there. One moment. The Arcturians are also concerned also. It's because many of the elites do not get what they want. It is a game, of course. And it's a game that they're going to give humanity, some humanity wants something to talk about, they're going to give it to them. But there's much going on other than that. That's just there's many reasons. One moment. What is happening here? One moment. It's just not just your governments on the outside are changing. The ones that you do not see are transitioning. And some are not leaving without a fight. This is what we see. But we do see it bleeding into your reality in your next year. Now, I would say nothing to worry about. but at least have an open mind that things start to happen, not to worry. There will not be world war, but there will be some. Now, many have already been bringing this up, but we do see a build up to disturbances, but not to say that will happen completely. North Korea is a target, but we don't see action there, but is a target at this time. If there's any questions, we have to answer them. If you have anything at all. We can talk about Black Friday if you like. I believe you're on mute.
Oh, I apologize. I said we can talk about whatever you want. It's always a pleasure to have you here.
Yes, well, we see Arcturians at this time are quite busy and also quite worried. But I think they're just being tested more than they usually are right now. One moment. We do see the reptilian forces, Syrian forces on their planet causing disruption wherever they can, just to get their, to be heard, to be seen. One moment. But nothing to truly worry about. But we do see an energy here that is possibly seeing in your time, in your next year, very early in your, if you say the earliest around your June time, you might, or late June, actually early June, we are seeing as for a disruption that will eventually balloon out to an event. But as you say, we can't go into details exactly how this is going to turn out. It's up to your plan to how it turns out. Would you see many spider jets and skirmishes? Some would feel like it's war. It is a skirmish for the most part. As for your America fully seeing it, is highly likely. Some will take it out of context, as they most do. But it's also, when you call it testing your new political leader, yes, there'll be much test for that one. Understand this is all possibility for a moment. We just feel like you should know this, because you can change your vibration at any time and shift this out of your environment.
Well, I hope that's what's going to happen. Yes, our current political leader was talking about not taking any of the military into conflict without first peacefully discussing things. So I understand from the kind of resolve he has currently that information is contradictory, but I mean, this is not anything new from any other president where, you know, they say that, you know, we're going to do things a certain way and then they don't happen. I'm sure it's got to do with outside influences that are unseen.
What we can say, yes, is the influences of your shadow government are going to shake things up for their own purpose, of course, to fill their pockets, to make things work for them. That is why this is going to happen. Some would say, well, this doesn't make any sense because it's not intended to. So that is what we see.
They're filling their pockets, via like the military activity?
Yes. It's all a big business transaction called your military, yes.
Military industrial complex.
Yeah.
So,
your contractors, you're ones that build these things.
Yes. And so we're going to start seeing this stuff in America. I think we've already seen them in our police force, you know. Our police force is now so militarized, and we have a lot of the items that you see for tracking people overseas. You are starting to see them now. So it's like, I feel as though we're laying the groundwork for some type of activity in the future, close to what you're describing anyways.
Well, we see your America as safe for the most part for this year, coming year. But your places around in your world, cannot go into details. We do see disruptions. but we can't go into details at this time. Not to bring fear, we just have our reasons. But it will cause a military strike, but as I said, nothing to worry about at this time.
Okay.
One moment. Yes, your Jerusalem is going through much. Your Jewish cities at this time are going through much at this time, I believe. One moment. That would be cleared up eventually. There is much disruption there, yes. Arson, I believe, has been involved with that. Unfortunately, I was politically charged, which happened recently, if you're aware.
Well, that's a lot of changes for Jerusalem.
In your Jewish state. I believe it's in your Jewish state, Elise.
I see.
That is. One moment. But we do also see peaceful connections with different countries. Russia is one of them, and others will be involved in a peace treaty that's been more real that has been done in some time. With your America and other countries, that will build your UN, but not the UN that you might think, but we do see your American political system shaking up quite a bit, as many will be leaving their parties. Tried to form new ones, which will be unsuccessful for the most part. Your round table groups, as your Bilderberg groups, one moment, are having a shakeup also of regimes, because many of them are very old, if you have not noticed. And those old regimes will be adding new ones. They are already doing this, but the new ones will continue on. And new agendas will come with that. As for e-commerce, as more e-commerce will be on your planet, but we do see, yes, your stores will have to change. Most of it will eventually go to your internet. Your stores will still be there, but mostly will be fueling your internet sales. As you see your retail changing quite a bit. Not to say it'll be this year, but be eventually your retail will be serving your internet. Your internet will be where all the money is being made, and your retail will be just there for convenience, as it is now. But we do see a restructuring of your e-commerce in your next couple of years as they become smarter. And also we do see your money going more digital also. Not to say your paper money is going to go away, but we do see eventually getting closer to going away, but it will not anytime soon. But it's getting closer to more of a digital type of currency across your planet. That is unlikely to go in that direction because paper will still be here, but the digital is becoming stronger, definitely.
Do you see that as a danger in the future for people with regards to control? There's some people say that we'll be chipped or have chips, and you can turn off our chip, which means that we have no access to money.
That is a warning at this time, which most likely will not happen. That has been protected. There will be some that will want that chip, but we do not see that as a successful currency. A successful transformation, we do not see that happening. What we do see is your humanity in the next 4 years becoming more spiritually aware, because they're going to get tired of nothing going their way and get tired of no one ever listening to them and becoming more spiritually conscious. Because we do see as a possibility, not to say we cannot give this detail out. As for aliens being known, we cannot go there, but we can say that we do see becoming more spiritually aware, because they can't just find themselves, they're not being entertained by our world anymore. And also some will feel like they're being directed towards a more inner direction, because there's going to be hostilities on their world that cannot be explained. Darkness on your world, the only way to heal it would be through spiritual arts. So we see those numbers increasing greatly in the next 4 years. But as for your world connecting to aliens is unlikely due to the vibrations at this time. That's all we can say on that subject matter. As for your Black Friday, it is quite fascinating. We don't see that going away anytime soon. We see it actually getting worse in the next 4 years. To give you, some are going to become more desperate, unfortunately, because they feel like they got nothing to live for but buying things, unfortunately. And it's another way of shortening one's lifespan also going into these places. Because they know that if they get aggressive with someone, somebody might knock their lights out. That's what we see, at least. A tradition of the dark side, unfortunately. That is the choices of your planet, though.
I feel like every time I enter into a mall or a place like Walmart, my lifespan is shortened.
Many are going into some are going to more of a spiritual connect, and others are going to more of a spiritual disconnect as they march into these stores because the items are there to bring fulfillment, but only for a short while. So we do see that not going away anytime soon, because humanity is not quite ready to see things beyond that. It has to do a lot with their soul contracts also. They can be changed at any time, but the soul has to make the change themselves. And if they do not make that change, your aliens are not going to be landing anytime soon. But those that are aware, our energies cannot be seen until most of your planet is ready for us to be seen.
We're looking forward to seeing you, at least those of us who try to be on the lighter side.
Those of your spiritual awareness, you're going to go into a dark age, but also a renaissance age at the same time in your next couple of years of seeing more of your universe more clearly and how your Earth has much importance with other planets. Now, it's just not a planet in the middle of nowhere. It is interconnected to many star planets in your universe. That is assisting them greatly. It is being a great contributor to other realities. Some are aware of this, but to become more known to that. Like this part of this world is helping Uranus. This part of this world is helping Venus. You become more aware to those energies. Those are in those type of cities. These are the Pleiadians. These are the Yale. These have a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And they're all bringing assistance, and that knowledge become more well known in your society the next couple of years. That's what we can tell you at this time, as you become more awakened. That is all we can say at this time. If there's nothing else, we'll be leaving you.
That's very exciting, and thank you so much for visiting, Ishtar.
Yes,
looking forward to another visitation.
Yes, of course. So stay safe in your Black Friday.
Thank you.
And your Christmas, to not run anyone over, to be patient. And when you are sitting in a traffic jam, you can connect to Spirit anytime. We are there.
I need to connect with Spirit a lot during traffic jams.
Yes. Connect to your alien ships or your reptilian friends or your angels. They're all around. Blessings to you.
Thank you. Blessings, Ishtar. Much love.
Yes. Okay. Wasn't sure who's going to come through, but glad somebody showed up.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah. Ishtar had a lot to say, and so did Ronald.
Yeah, it was pretty heavy when the shot came through. Jeez.
Do you get a nice feeling when he comes through? Looks like it.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like he gave you a boost of energy. I felt bad kind of because he's like Lakesh, he has a lot to say and it's all good stuff.
No, it was all good. I wasn't sure if he was going to come through or who was going to come through. It's kind of up in the air. But yeah, it was very heavy when he came through.
Mm-hmm.
What he was saying.
It took you a while to transition.
Yeah, because they were making the choice who was going to come through.
Oh, really? Oh, that's
They
interesting.
were having a meeting. Somebody was.
So
Yeah.
that's what it was. It looked like, if you look at the video, once it's up, it looked like, your face looked like it was deciding or
Yeah.
something like that.
That's what was going on. Yeah.
Like you were observing like decision making.
Yeah, it was the SSI was going to come through, and then I thought it's, and then he came through. So it does.
Well, Ishtal likes the show, so that's 2 for him.
So I don't know if you want to wrap it up. Give it.
Well, wrap it up by asking or telling our viewers where we could find you.
Yeah, you can find me at ivanteller.com or go to YouTube and just do Ivan Teller on YouTube. And I have a web app, and just go to Google Play Store or ISO, just type Ivan Teller. That's for your convenience. Hopefully the audio will be uploaded more frequently. We're working on that behind the scenes, because that's a little bit easier if you don't have internet. You can just use that. Maybe more than just webinars. We have a weekly, 2 webinars a week. This week's will be Sunday and Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. You have to become a member to join. It's only $10. And you ask 2 questions for each visit, or you can do it in the chat room, however you want to do it. I think that's about it. Remember.
Thank you, Ivan, once again for being with us and bringing in Ronald Reagan and Ishtar. And thank you for my viewers, or to my viewers, to my listeners, for listening to another edition of Off the Deep End. Stay tuned.